I got a question, y'all, and I'm gonna continue to keep emphasizing. I don't understand our people. Why is it that our people want to continue to? It's like I'm trying to wonder what is wrong with their brain. Like, damn, it's like I told the elder lady I had went out in the cold. What they said, the news said that it was going to be warmer. They said this yesterday, that day for yesterday, which meant today. They said yesterday that the weather was going to be warmer today, warmer last night. That it's going to be warmer today than yesterday. Yet today it was really cold. But my whole point is, I was trying to explain this to an elderly woman. The elderly woman just sit up there and just debated me and argued me the fuck down and tried to find it's like they be trying to find a loophole through every time when you speak. Have you ever noticed that when you speak the truth to our people, a lot of times what they'll do, they'll know you right, but they'll say, I'm not trying to hear you because the spirit that you're in. I said, don't, it's not about the spirit at that moment, what I mean. It's about me trying to save your soul from a damn lie. You see what I'm saying? The reason I'm putting it like that because I don't want to put nothing too personal of somebody because I do love my people. But it's like we love to hear the lies of the so-called white man. We love to hear the lies of the so-called white man. We love the lie. I think we even love lies more than anything. It's just like a woman being in an abusive relationship, right? It's like she being in an abusive relationship, and it's almost like she gets so used to the victim gets so used to the abuser abusing them till they learn over time to develop a love relationship with their abusers. The abuse, they get so used to it and they get so immune to the being abused until when you try to tell them the truth. Have you ever heard people say a woman don't want a good man? Which is true because I tried it several times. I'm gonna talk just a bit, and I'm gonna tell you exactly, and a woman gonna know exactly what type of guy that she's dealing with when she's dealing with me. When she watch this video, she gonna know, and a lot of the brothers will know too as well. Um, when when I was in my 30s, I used to go and approach women and look for women all throughout my 30s. I used to look for a woman all throughout my 30s. I did. The most of the time I got rejected. I don't know if it was because I was trying to live what they call a quote unquote a so-called Christian life. That might have been what it was. And at that time they wasn't really into God in the Bible because my whole focus was when I would go to coming out with the Bible with them, and this was during the time when I was still in the Adventist church, right? And I'm trying to make a point with the title with what you see on the screen there. I would start telling them that I'm in the church. Sometimes I don't know if they thought I was lame for that, but I would add that one of my first questions was, and I meant well, even though I didn't know all the truth about Esau, the white man being the enemy, and da 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 this and that and the third. When I was in the Adventist church, because I was in the Adventist church for several years, I was like 27, about like 27, 28 years. And I left the faith in 2014. I left the movement in 2014. And that's what I feel like I was like something saying in 2014, why are you still here? Get up and get up out of here. Something just said, get up and get up out. And I did. So I said, the hell with religion. And I just said, no, I'm not going to even bother with religion. And I didn't come to the Adventist church. People was wondering in 2015 why they said, oh, we miss you at the church and all that. But I believe God started dealing with me then about the truth. You know what I mean? And because I didn't come into the truth until like 2018. But anyway, I would approach women in a place like Walmart because they had a lot of women in Walmart. And if any of the women right now, if they can remember me, then some of them may not can remember me. Some of them probably will. Some of them probably took it as a harassment or whatever, but I wasn't trying to, wasn't on that type. I guess I was just trying to find a woman. I wanted a helpmate at that time, and I guess I just wanted, I guess I was looking for a soul. I call myself looking for a soulmate. But I believe in my spirit, maybe God might have held it off because he felt like I wasn't mentally prepared for that. And I was thinking, yes, I was, because sometimes the way we think and the way the Most High thinks, sometimes it's different. You see what I'm saying? So my whole aim in my mind, I said, I'm talking to the sister, right? And I'm like, damn, she looks good. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, I want to teach her the commandments of God. I want to bring this, man. I hope she come to church with me and da da da. That's the way my mind was. And when they saw that I had the type of mind, I guess to them that was lame, and to them it wasn't. It was soft and weak. You see what I'm saying? To respect them is to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Da da da, this and that and the third. You know, I say, can I invite you to come to church with me? And they'll be like, well, we might, depending on get to know you and stuff. You can take my number and da da da, this and that and third. All right. So they give me their number. Some of them give me fake numbers. Some of them would give me their number. Some of them would be like, can I call you back? And I took that as a sign that they was just trying to throw me off and brush me off. They didn't want to have nothing to do with me afterward for so long. You see what I'm saying? So I just said, okay, let me let it go. You know what I'm saying? So when I would go to getting into the Bible with a lot of them, or trying to get into the Bible with them and teach them the commandments of God to the best of my ability, a lot of them, I felt like when I would be talking to them, or when the way they was responding, it's like they wasn't ready. They wasn't into God like that. So that was the issue right there with me. That's the reason why I'm still single to this day, probably because being in when you are serving the Most High and trying to serve the Most High to the best of your ability and keeping the commandments and trying to do all those things, you will respect the woman. You want to meet their mother and your father. I was saying things like that. I want to meet your mother and your father, and y'all want to meet your family and stuff. And so when I would say I want to meet your father, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, they kind of like looked at it would be like a certain look would come on their face, like, never heard no guy to tell me he want to meet my father and my mother. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of person that I was, and I guess they thought that was a lame type, like this is a lame ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I have to use the modern day language that the girls would use. You see what I'm saying? And I never got I never succeed at that. Like for some reason, I just never succeed at trying to get with a girl, a woman that I saw a woman that like, cause I was the type when I was in my 30s, when I saw a woman and she looked really good or whatever, and I saw what I liked, I approached them. That's how I used to be. Like the me in my 30s, that's the way I was. But now me in my 40s, no, I don't think I never really approached a girl no more after I got in my 40s. I really didn't though. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always into the Bible, but I just was ignorant to certain facts like the Esau, the breakdowns of Esau, who that was, who that nation of people was, 18 nations in the Bible. God don't love everybody. People take John 3:16. I was totally ignorant on John 3:16. God so loved the world, da, 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 this and that and the third. I was ignorant to those things, but I was still trying to teach the girl that I was trying to go for when I was in my 30s. My whole aim in my mind is like, oh, I want to get them to keep the commandments like me. That's literally how I was thinking. But when they look at men like that, they see me and it's like, this is a lame ass nigga. He ain't got shit going for himself. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They talk like that. So immediately when I would come out with biblical things, talking about biblical principles of the Bible and stuff, right away, right off straight, just right off the top immediately, they just totally just I'm gonna dismiss this. This is not hell no. No, you're lame. You too soft. You're a lame ass nigga. We not into this religion. You're into we not down in the religion. I believe in God, but I don't want to be tied down and da 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 this and that. And you trying to tie me down with religion. And they minds was all they was carnal thinking while I was trying to be spiritual minded. because I was trying to, even when I would be talking on them in the on them about the Bible, and trying to talk to them, and because I was trying to I was wanting to try to find interested in wanting to find out what was in their mind and their head, and I wanted them to know to get the I wanted them. Let me say it. Let me see if I can say it right. I wanted them is to take an interest in wanting to see what was in my mind. I wanted them to, I was going to take them to meet my family, and I wanted to go and meet their family. That's how it was with me, with a woman, back when I was in my 30s. But I really realized that they didn't want to be with a man like that. It's like everybody that we want to hear the lies of the news. We so used to hearing the news lie to us until that's all we want to hear. And people will literally argue with you if you're telling them like, hey, why are you listening to the news? They literally lie to us every day. Like they told us, for example, I went outside today. I don't know if y'all saw the video. I was out today. I went out and the weather was cold. But yesterday evening, they said it was gonna be warmer than how you get that little alert, a notification alert on your phone or whatever, or on your computer, like it pops up warmer than it's gonna be warmer than today. Shit. Man, it was goddamn cold as hell, cold as cold can be out there today. And I told this elderly lady that I said that what the news lied to us. The elderly lady damn near argued with me for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I say, this isn't. So my whole point is about with the good girl looking for the spiritual guy. They don't want that. They don't want true correction. They don't want the real correction. They don't want the truth. If you come talking about the truth, they're gonna say, "Oh, you full of religion." I said, "How is me telling you that you came from genealogy? You are the sperm of your father. That's not a religion. There's a difference between a religion and family tree. A family tree is one thing. A religion is something, it's a concept that's made up by men. It's not, those are things that are not supported by God, the creator. Those things are just made up concepts, and they came from the precepts of men. Those things is not, those are made up concepts. Why would you follow a false concept? Something that I tell you, but it don't come to pass. But I'm telling you something that's real and that is coming to pass. And I'm telling you that the sun is out and that's reality. But you're still sitting up here arguing with me, telling me I'm not in the right spirit. How is you gonna sit up there? It doesn't matter what type of spirit. It doesn't. Why would you be so concerned about the spirit that I'm in when you should be concerned about what matter is? If I tell you the truth, if I tell you something and give you a fact and tell you that's the truth, what's more important? The way I'm giving it, the delivery, or the facts? If I tell you, no, you descend from your daddy, you are your daddy's seed, you are your father, you are your father, you are what your father is. I don't care how many people debate it. I don't care how many people try to argue it. I don't care if you make me look ignorant in the midst of an argument and tell me I'm still religion. It's not going to change the fact that you came from a man's seed. This is what I was telling this person. Now, what's so hard about that? It's nothing hard about it to say that I came from a man's seed. You are your father. You're not what your mother is. You're not what your auntie is. You're not what your cousin is. It's not about your cousin. It is about you are your father. That's not a religion. So people walk around here and they get the Hebrew brothers, or they say them Hebrew Israelites is. I don't agree with everything them Hebrew Israelites be talking about. What are you talking? To me, that is an ignorant statement itself to say or whatever. You see what I'm saying? The Hebrew, when you think of Hebrew Israelite, you're not. It's not a religion. It's a custom. It's a culture. Just like a certain food that black so-called black Americans eat versus the Chinese eat. We don't eat the same food that a Vietnamese or Philippine eat. They eat different from us. They have their own language, they have their own culture, they have their own everything, bro. Every nation got its own language, its own culture, its own ideology, its own diet, the way we cook, the way we get down. Esau Let me show you how Esau get down. Esau get down like this. Esau will go in the goddamn woods and kill a goddamn deer, a rabbit, or a donkey, or whatever. Turn around and dry the fucking skin out, and then turn around and hang it up in their room on the wall. That's what they do. They do shit, and then they turn around, go out there and kill beasts, just kill animals for no goddamn reason. Come back in here, let it dry, and hang that shit up on their wall with blood on it. What type of what race do that sound like? What nation of people that the number one people that love to go in the woods and hunt? What nation of people go around and put their knee on your fucking neck for no fucking reason at all, like they did our brother George Floyd? We know the people who do the killing and the shooting all the time. What nation of people that will get you locked up and get you put in jail quicker? It is in the white woman, the so-called white man, white woman's nature is to see a black so-called black man and say, if you don't stop harassing and call, so quote unquote harassing me, I'm gonna call these white folks, I'm gonna call my white counterparts. They gonna believe the so-called white woman over, and then our men go and date them damn beasts. You go around and you want to date these people. That is stupid. There's a commandment in the Bible for all that. The Most High said, deal with your own. Deuteronomy 7:1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It says, don't make marriages with them. Don't make no covenant with them, because they'll turn your sons away from following me. You read in the New Testament, it says the same thing. Do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. In other words, the unbelievers are the heathens. Because every nation got a culture. Your culture it is naturally in us is to talk about God. It is naturally in us is to talk about God. It is naturally in us is to talk about how much we want a relationship with the Most High God. It is naturally in us is to say, damn, I felt bad the way I did that person. It is in our nature to say, man, I want a better relationship with the Most High. That is in our nature. That's all we do. It is in our nature. It's just to sit home and want to chill and get on the laptop computers and stuff like I do and stuff. I love that. Not no fucking hunting. Before the computers came out, guess what I was doing? I loved it watching movies. I would want to go and buy me a VCR, sit back and watch movies and stuff. Sit in the house and chill and watch movies. That's all I wanted to do. As long as I had some food, some snacks or whatever. I didn't give a damn about nothing else. I didn't give a damn about nothing else. That's all we do. We just eat, barbecue, and sit around the house, chill. Some of our people sit back and smoke weed or whatever, and sit back and chill. They say, "Oh man, I'm smoking and chilling. I'm just smoking and eating my blunt and all this kind of stuff." That's all they do. All I do, as long as I got everything I need or whatever, I ain't gonna want to do that. Most of the time, I just sit around the house and chill. That's all I do. What I'm trying to tell you is, and I'm just reiterating, every nation has a culture. Every nation has a culture. Everybody's culture is not the same. If you go into China, if you go to the Polynesia, if you go to Portland, if you go to places like England, if you go to Spain, if you go to whatever countries you go to, them foreign countries, you're gonna see different people. You're gonna meet. They eat different. Their culture is different. Their food is different. Everything about them is different. Yeah, it's different. It's just different with them. Our culture is not the same. Black people, so-called people of color, Hispanic, blacks, and natives of America, we like fried chicken. We like potato salad. We like homemade cooked food, cakes. We love to cook our food. We like oxtails, all that kind of stuff. Oxtails. We sit up there and we'll cook our oxtail 4 hours. We make sure that shit is falling off the bone before we touch it. You ain't gonna see us cooking shit and then sit up there and then half cook it, and you bite into it and blood coming out that shit. and the meat damn you're still moving on your plate. No, that we don't. No, that's not here. That's not how we get down. That's not how we get down, homie. We don't get down like that. That shit got to the way we get down. That shit got to be fully cooked. In the Bible, it says, "Let thy grace be seasoned with salt." We like our food seasoned. We not gonna eat our stuff unseasoned. That's not us. We don't eat no nothing. If it ain't got a taste to it, we gonna get that shit back. We gonna like, no, this ain't got. I ain't like that. I ain't going back to that restaurant. They ain't got no taste of that shit. That's us. That's the melanated brother. That's our people. When you go to a white restaurant, most of our people do. We have to tell them if we want steak or if we want fried chicken. Like me, I tell them fried chicken. I say I want it well done. You have to tell them well done. Because if you don't, they're gonna bring that shit out there and it's gonna be you're gonna be eating half-blooded meat. You're gonna be wondering why the shit is tough. It's gonna be good. Like, no, we need could y'all excuse me, you be calling for that damn waitress. Can you tell them to cook this shit well done? I'm telling you. Tell me I just lied. What lie I just told? I know I ain't told no lie. So what I'm gonna do, I done held the video out long enough, but we just love to hear lies. But us as a so-called black people, people of color, whatever, blacks, Latinos, Native American, we got to come out that shit, man. You got some like our elderly people, some of them, not all of them, but some of them will sit up there and are like they had this elderly woman. She sat up there and she was trying to argue me down. I'm like, what the? And then they want to flip the script and say you doing it just to, because you. Why would you be irritated? Okay, then well then, if you understand like you claim you do, then agree with me. Well, it sounds like you don't. You're not with me. You just sitting up there just debating with me when it's simple. So other than that, I'm up out of here and I'm gonna see y'all later here. The video is entitled "Our People Love to Hear Esau Lie to Them." Our people love to hear Esau lie to them. That's it. All right, I'm out. The so-called white man. Our people love to hear Esau lie to them, the so-called white man, and I'm out.